What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Unscripted Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Eduardo, and I'm here with my co-host, Edward. What is up, Edward?
Here we go, Ed. What's up?
Not much. You know, both of our teams got a dub on week 11. How you feeling?
I'm feeling, I think you know how I'm feeling, but
Uh-huh.
you said both of our teams, but this is the team you're liking this week, right?
Yeah, I mean, I got two teams. They're both my teams. Unfortunately, my hometown team lost against the Eagles Thursday night. It's unfortunate, but my other favorite team, the Chargers, won in a chart. And you know what? We'll get to it later. Um, but what is your takeaways from week 11? What is your
I don't know
biggest
if it
takeaways?
was it week 11 or week 10.
No, what's week 11?
Oh yeah, it's week 11.
Yeah.
The takeaway from week 11, unless you're from the Buffalo, New York area, New York, your football team in New York, it stinks to be a fan.
Yeah,
Let me just sum that up.
a lot of things is happening in New York. Since you brought it up, you know, the Giants have officially benched Daniel Jones. He is going to be the quarterback, third string quarterback, and Tommy DeVito is going to be starting. Everybody in New York is happy. They're excited. Tommy DeVito is going to be the starting quarterback for the New York Giants. I mean, a lot of New York Italians, they're very happy. There were more even last year. They were so even sometimes they lost, but you know what? He brings that type of energy and brought all the talents from New York or New Jersey into that stadium. So we'll see what happens to Daniel Jones because it's kind of looking like they might just move forward from him and just get a quarterback from the draft. Who knows?
I
Um,
mean, if you want to, we don't have to get too much into it, but like, if you
yeah.
want to point fingers, it's like, I don't know if it's really Daniel Jones' fault because he showed flashes or it's just like the whole organization.
I mean, it's probably it's a little bit of both because Daniel Jones. I mean, he shows flashes, but I mean, he's not the best.
We all saw I'm assuming we both watched like the Hard Knocks in the off
Yeah,
season.
it's a lot of
And
information they leaked out,
for
unfortunately.
some for some reason, even as I was watching it once it aired, I just knew that Saquon clip was just gonna keep resurfacing on social media and
Mm.
like every week whenever the Giants lose, it always shows up. And now you see Saquon flourishing while the Giants continue to struggle. It's like
Yeah.
they had an opportunity to pay him, and
I mean, but who knows? Saquon, maybe he wouldn't be that player in New York if he would have stayed. What he's doing in Philly, but we'll never know. The most likely, I feel like they're gonna move on from Daniel Jones. They paid him, but we'll see. But it depends too, because Daniel Jones, he may want to go somewhere else. He sees Saquon, like he left and where he's doing. Other quarterback like Sam Darnold and other quarterbacks have moved on from the place where they got drafted, and they have flourished and play better. So I mean, we'll see.
yeah,
This spot will end in.
it's just like the whole thing about like seeing. It's like Saquon goes to like the division rival too. It's like
Yeah,
seeing your.
it's a
It's like a
little
toxic relationship, seeing like your ex flourish while
when
the other
he's
side's
struggling.
just struggling.
Yeah.
That's like the best way to put it.
Yeah. Let's move on from that. Let's start from the game there. A lot of people in Baltimore and in Pittsburgh and just pretty much everywhere. The Baltimore Ravens took on the Steelers at Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh.
At Acrisure Stadium.
Um, you
That's the
guys took the
name.
dub. You guys took the dub. You guys are what is your record right now?
Currently
Nine
eight
and
and
nine and two,
two,
8-2, and you guys, and I think the Ravens are 7-4 or 7-3.
and we are number one in the division now.
They're
It's
seven and
our
four. They're 7-4, right?
Yep, 7-4.
There's 7-4. Took on. You guys beat the Ravens. You guys beat them 16-18 in a tough. Obviously, we expect a tough divisional game. A lot of people were kind of expecting points, but I mean,
I
not that
mean,
many points scored. What is your reaction? I'm gonna let you have the floor, let you talk your shit right now. You guys are first in the division. You guys beat them. You guys are right now favorites to win the division. The floor
Hey,
is yours.
look, man, it's a respected rivalry. They bring the best out of us, we bring the best out of them. Like out of all of our division opponents, it's the Ravens. It's just like there's a respected rivalry. Maybe because we've actually like faced each other in the playoffs more. But what I kind of appreciate, even leading up to like this whole even like days leading up to the game, is like a lot of people have acknowledged like this is one of the most like intense rivalries in the NFL. I know people probably look at like maybe Washington, Dallas, or Bears, Packers. Like
I
those
mean,
have,
those have history. Those have
yeah,
long
those have
history.
history. But it's like I want to say it's gotten the recognition now, but I think now people are like finally realizing this is one of the most. It's always a fight when these teams play, no matter
Hmm.
what the stakes are.
Hmm.
And there was a lot of chirping going on during the game. Saw highlights of the past physical confrontations.
Hmm.
Like there's always going to be blood, and there was smoke, and yep, lived up to the bill, and there was smoke.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then even like you said, before the game even started, like the whole Patrick Queen situation, like he played for the Ravens and then he went to the Steelers. That also kind of,
he took
you
it
know,
personally because he believed the Ravens didn't offer him a contract to even like return. So Mike
uh-huh.
Tomlin kind of gave him the handout, told him we got something for you, and
He's
forced a
fitting right
fumble.
in.
Yep, forced a fumble, took it personally, got his revenge. Love to see it.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
You guys, like I said, you guys went 16-18. Russell Wilson 23-36, 205 yards, no touchdowns, one interception. You guys were able to stop Lamar Jackson. For some reason, he does not perform well when he plays against you guys. Do you know what his record is against
Uh,
Pittsburgh?
I believe even going up to the game, it was 1-4. Now I think it's 1-5.
Yeah, this did not look like the Lamar Jackson from 10 weeks. Like
Okay.
it does not look like the MVP favorite. He did not look himself. He looked like, you know, there was a lot of chances that he could have ran the ball and just like, try to get the first down or make some plays like Lamar does, but he just kind of like was scrambling, trying to force a throw or something like that. He did not look good. He was 16 for 33, 207 yards, one touchdown, one interception. Um, and you guys just made field goals.
So what?
You guys had chances in the red zone, but Boz, Chris Boswell has been clutch for you
All
guys lately.
reliable. He's
He's been
all
clutch for you
reliable.
guys. Now it's good to have a kicker because now you're seeing, you know, that some kickers and other teams are missing critical points and critical field goals. Like we
Are
just
you
saw
talking
Justin
about
Tucker.
Justin Sucker? I mean Tucker.
Yeah, Justin Tucker, he missed two field goals. Which who knows at that point because they it could have been they would have been 16 they would have scored that was 3 points, three field goals, 6 points. So at that time could it be 16 and if they would have scored that touchdown, they could have won the game, but who knows, right? I'm just
I mean, they
saying,
got the touchdown. It was just I don't know what the offense coordinator was thinking with that 2 point conversion
yeah.
try because the whole play just looked completely discombobulated. I think
Uh,
Aguilar is kind of like in a stance to get the ball. Then you see the guys are kind of making checkdowns like right before the ball snapped, and then Lamar is just trying to scramble and doesn't
Now
know where to.
what do you think is probably would have been best? Just run it with Derrick Henry. You got Derrick Henry, right?
That probably would have been the smart decision, but I don't know why. I don't know what Todd Monken was thinking, and I would think a lot of people like to point the finger at him as like what went wrong in that AFC Championship game when the
They
Ravens
stopped
were going
running the
against the
ball.
Chiefs.
Yeah, they stopped running the ball. And you like you said, even though it wasn't Derrick Henry's best game. And literally his first like drive, he fumbled the ball. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
the second play of the first quarter, we were able to get a fumble out of King Henry,
um,
and like I said, just set the tone from there. Like
you knew what type of game. Once that happened, you knew what type of game it was. How the was really gonna go. AFC North football, AFC football. Derrick Henry only had 13 carries and 65 yards and a touchdown, obviously, but they did not run the ball that as much. You guys really were able to stop them. A lot of the defense. Um, you guys had one. How many interceptions you guys have? I know there's one that you guys kind of just yanked the ball from. If I can't remember who it was, which receiver was it?
Talking about the
Likely, the likely interception that he was kind of falling off and then just kind of ripped. I don't know if it was Likely.
is either Bateman or Likely because I know Zay Flowers got that touchdown towards the end, but
I think it
yeah,
was
no,
Likely.
yeah, our rookie Peyton Willis made a insane, made it just insane play on the ball. He's going down, still is able to just snatch the ball as he was going down. I think he tried to lateral it to Minka
Hmm.
Fitzpatrick,
Hmm.
but Renegade was playing in the fourth quarter, and that was the momentum shifter.
Hmm.
And it kind of
Uh,
bailed out that interception and the red zone rush through when we were starting to make a drive on offense. But
like I said, you guys were playing. You guys were able to get into the red zones. Obviously, that moonshots, deep balls from Russ. That George was it George Pickens that caught the ball?
yes,
Yeah, George Pickens. George Pickens had 8 catches, 89. You kind of like I said last episode, he's kind of showing like he's the number one receiver. Uh, Najee, 18 carries for 63 yards. You got Jalen Warren back. That's good for the passing game. Justin Fields showed up in 2 runs that you know
it
he was
takes
trying
a
to close
whole
it.
team effort, and I
He was
appreciate that. I told you they were gonna have. I believe like they were gonna have packages for him. Like
Yeah,
we didn't.
I mean, he just slid a little too soon, but I get it. He was protecting himself,
Mhm.
and protecting the football too. That's the main concern was to protect the football. But let me just go back to the field goal. Now, like I said, you guys had chances in the red zone, but when it comes down to like, obviously, most like you guys are gonna be in the playoffs. But let's say a Kansas City, a Bills, you guys have to score more. You're gonna have to score more points to be more efficient in the red zone. Obviously, Boz like I said, it's good to have a clutch kicker, but those points matter. Scoring
Mhm.
matters. You guys only scored 18 points. Your defense is always going to be there. This is probably one of the first games where you guys did not score a touchdown since Russ has been taking over. Um, like, what is your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's interesting you
Because
bring that up because I know that was also the same case in our first game of the season. But
uh
what I mean, what we've seen with this offense, even going back to like the first week of the season, like I appreciate this offense actually looks like you actually see production in this offense as opposed to the offense of the past was a little more stagnant. But I'm not too worried about all that. Like those splash plays will come. It's just I'm not saying that's the whole reason, but this rivalry game is just
I
they
mean, it's a
bring the
rivalry
best
game.
out.
It's a divisional game.
Like each game, I probably
Both
said the
teams know each other.
last 9 games have always come down to 3 points. Like I said, it
Uh-huh.
doesn't matter the circumstances.
Uh-huh.
Like it's always gonna be a battle, regardless,
Uh-huh. Now my
regardless of what the
question.
circumstances are.
Now my question to you is: do you feel more confident that you guys can make a big like are you guys do you feel like you guys are Super Bowl contenders with after this win that you just saw from kind of seeing 11 weeks of the Steelers? Do you feel confident in that they could be super contenders? Do you think they're really are Super Bowl contenders? It's been a while since, obviously the COVID year, the 11-0 and everything what happened there with Big Ben, but with this team, then do you think they're Super Bowl contenders? And you guys can go toe to toe against the Chiefs, the Bills, because those are the two in the AFC right now. They're the big dogs right now.
It's feeling like a real clickbait loaded answer, but I
But
mean
I'm just
loaded
asking
question. But yeah, I understand you're asking, but week 11,
because
it's just
the team
like
looks good. Like I said, the team looks good at.
yeah, the team does look good, but like I'm not necessarily like I don't want to be like that hot take guy to really like
Mhm,
say things because as we've seen in the NFL, anything can happen.
mhm.
And I'm not trying to like put that mojo out there, but I still think it's still a little. I don't want to say too early, but it's still kind of unpredictable to really know like
But are you
who's a
confident in this
suit.
team that? But are you confident that this team can make a big run in the playoffs,
I believe so.
regardless of whatever Super Bowl? But you think this team can really just make a big push in the playoffs? It can make a big run,
I
regardless. Possibly
mean,
AFC Championship right now, like taking the Super Bowl, AFC Championship. Like, do you think this team that you guys have can really get you there?
if we hone in and focus, I believe we can make the playoffs and we can definitely make some noise. But
Like after what you saw with the Kansas City and the Bills, what they just did and their matchup.
I mean, that's the thing. Yes, probably like parlay into like the next game. But even though Kansas City lost and now they're not undefeated anymore, you just still know that they can always turn it on anytime in the playoffs. So, and also they're still defending champions, so they're always still going to always still be seen as the favorites. So
Mhm.
I still believe the Chiefs are still the Chiefs, regardless of what happened yesterday. But
Mhm. But you still feel confident in your team that you feel like
yeah,
that
I,
if let's say you got to go against them in the playoffs, you feel confident in this team that they can do something at least.
yes.
They can do something. All right
Hmm.
then. Well, we'll see. That was a big win for you guys. You guys are first in the division. Are you guys are third right now in the whole standings in the AFC. Um, but that's good. You guys have the Browns next, which who, who the heck knows? But let's move forward to the game of the week.
Crack a cold one for the victory.
Yeah. Um, let's go for the game of the week that everybody's was anticipating once the schedule came out. It is the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Buffalo Bills. It's like everybody when we see this game, we're just like, what's gonna happen with Mahomes and Josh Allen. This game's usually in the AFC Championship or playoffs. It's during the playoffs, man.
Yeah,
This
I've been
game,
hearing like this, like Mahomes and Josh Allen.
it's a new
They're
rivalry. It's the new Tom Brady and Peyton Manning.
yeah, I was I
Uh,
was just about to say that.
oh man, Josh Allen had a his case for MVP kind of lit up to this game, and his stock went up. Obviously, what happened to Lamar, but this game, this win against Mahomes at Buffalo, his stock really went up. He went 227 for 40, 267, 262, threw for 262 yards, one touchdown, one interception, and then the game winning rushing touchdown on 4th and 2. They went for it on the fourth quarter to seal the deal and get this win. What are your thoughts on this game? Your thoughts on Mahomes? Obviously,
Yeah,
they lose the game.
usually,
They lose the Chiefs lose this game. Kind of takes off the pressure of the undefeated season. Now they finally got over it.
I mean, I don't think that's really like what the Chiefs' goal was in
Mhm.
the beginning.
But
Like they're sort of,
after the media and everything, they keep asking about
hmm
the undefeated season. That's what I mean. Obviously, that's not their goal. I mean, the goal is to win every game, obviously, as a team. Like you go out there to win every game as possible. But the media keep asking about the undefeated season, undefeated, undefeated. That's what I mean.
yeah. But I think maybe that's something probably that maybe the Chiefs needed, like maybe a loss to like kind of help, kind of humble them and reset things because their next opponent's Carolina, and maybe that could be a get right game. Who
And
knows?
but that could have also been a where they could have lost the game because the games that they those type of games you tend to lose if you're undefeated. You're in the games that you're not supposed to lose. Something could happen like that.
I mean,
Um,
I don't think the Chiefs were like coming in like with their chest
nah,
all
not
out, thinking like they had them. Like they knew. I'm not saying it's a rivalry, but I'm thinking like they knew like
it's
they
getting
play
a
the team a
rivalry.
lot. They play the team a lot. It's gonna get they had to figure out a way to win. And yeah, I mean the Bills, they kind of were bringing the pressure on Mahomes. The second play, he throws that pick, and I kind of didn't really think the Buffalo's defense kind of would show up this season because they lost their linebacker Matt Milano, but I've been hearing he's working his way back,
And then
and now.
Poyer was
Mhm.
out. The defense in the beginning of the season, that was the main concern. Like the defense, if the Bills defense, what were they gonna do? And all the players that they lost, he said Matt Milano got hurt. Like
And then I
this
think a lot of
defense
people
really
were kind
stepped
of
up.
a lot of people are saying their window was closed because they lost upon Diggs, and I feel like that was like a key piece in their offense. But you've seen Keon Coleman's been thriving, even though he's kind of been injured, and now you see the addition of Mari Cooper, which I thought was also injured too, but apparently he
But
played.
but
I think
but like
I think he still might have a little bit of a wrist injury,
yeah,
but he played through that.
But like you said, like with Keon Coleman, he was out, and Amari Cooper was out like last week. Both of them were out. The Bills were still able to win the games, and Shakir has been really stepping up. And in this game, he had 8 catches for 70 yards. He was made clutch catches, really stepped up. Amari Cooper, he had like that one catch, a big play. He had 2 catches, 55. Dawson Knox, and then I have Kincaid. They had Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox always reliable. This other guy, Mac Hollins, barefoot. He doesn't believe in shoes. He just goes barefoot.
He's a
He's
TikToker,
been
right?
yeah, he's been really stepping up. He's making some crucial catches for them. And then James Cook, man, he's just been cooking. 2 touchdowns yesterday. Um, this team can definitely make a run. They showed that they can win those type of games. Now, like the after post game, they were like, "This is just a win. This is not the Super Bowl. This is not the AFC Championship. You know, this is just a win. Week 11. They know eventually they're gonna have to see them in the playoffs. So they just know that they eventually will see them in playoffs. But man, even though this Josh Allen kind of scored that touchdown, I just like, you know what? It's 2 minutes left, man. Like somehow, like Mahomes is gonna figure some
I
some
mean,
something, because
I
you got to
mean, I
think
don't
about
think.
that.
Yeah, under 2 minutes, but they were still down two scores though. So
But crazier things have happened. Yeah, you
I mean,
never know.
yeah,
That's the thing
yeah,
with
but
Mahomes in this game, in the Chiefs and the Bills. Like I said, anything could happen. Like
I mean, I expected the Chiefs to win, but watching the whole
I
game
said the Bills. I thought the Bills. I just thought everything that was leading up
yeah,
to the game,
watching
and
the
then
game in totality, like the Bills did come to play, and they kind of did get Mahomes off of his rhythm. And not saying that he can't get it done, but he also Mahomes kind of has been turning the ball over at a higher rate, and that was even the case last year.
two picks. Yes, 2 picks, threw for 3 touchdowns.
But I'm
Um,
still not writing off the Chiefs. I
no,
expect
no, no, no,
them.
no, 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 no,
Yeah,
no.
they're
I'm not.
still
We are not
they're,
writing off the Chiefs after what
like
happened last season. No, I'm good. We're not. I'm not writing off the Chiefs.
not
I'm
writing
not.
them off, but like I still expect them to be a threat no matter like what comes their way.
But they
That's
still
the
have a
thing.
little. They still have some concerns. Obviously, they're probably gonna get Pacheco back. Worthy had a big game. Um, he had this one catch, man. If he had the other foot was able to stay in bounds, that would have been a crucial play. They were probably able to score, get some points. He had 4 catches for 61 yards. D Hop, they were able to neutralize D Hop only for 3 catches. Travis Kelce only 2 catches for 8 yards.
Yeah, it was quiet this game.
They quiet the whole game. His other tight end scored 2 touchdowns. Noah Gray.
Hmm.
Um, but he spread the ball pretty much. Mahomes spread the ball a lot. The running game didn't really get going with Kareem Hunt, only 60 yards.
Yeah, like that one run, kind of like I think it was either third
A
or
little
fourth
burst.
quarter.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, a little burst. But I'm sure, like I said, they're gonna get everybody back. They're gonna get Pacheco back. So we'll see. We won't write off the Chiefs, but I am really liking this Bills team. For me, Josh Allen right now is the MVP favorite. He's been playing an unbelievable. I think Josh Allen right now is the MVP favorite for me. I think right now in the sports books, he is MVP favorite, especially what happened with Lamar. Um, but we'll see what happens. The Bills have some tough games next. They have the 49ers, which lost against the Seahawks. You know, they have the Rams. The Rams, Matt Stafford's always cooking. The Detroit Lions, at in Detroit, the Lions just whooped the shit out of Jacksonville.
I mean,
Everybody just
I knew
scored
Jacksonville was bad, but I was like, I thought they'd at
50,
least put
52
up a
points.
fight. But like, I didn't expect. I knew the lines were good too, but I didn't expect them to steamroll them like that.
I mean, they're right now looking like a favorite in the NFC. I don't know who the hell is stopping the Lions right now. They're just scoring a lot of points. Obviously in the divisional games, the Patriots, the Jets, which are pretty much after this game, they're pretty much done.
I think it's time to just back it up and just worry about next season.
Yeah, they're definitely
The
worried about
Jets
next.
disappointed.
It sucks to be a Jets fan. But let's move on let's go to the Sunday night game, which um the Cincinnati Bengals took on the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, I'm not gonna lie, they were up 21-6, and I was like, you know what? I was kind of tired. I just kind of fell asleep.
24-6 in the first half.
The first half, I was like, you know what? Like this game is done. Like I'm not worried. Like it's whatever. Jim Harbaugh, he's done a great job. I think, and the way that Justin Herbert was playing throughout this whole game and this whole season too, I think Justin Herbert should be in the MVP conversation too because he's been playing really well. And I just went to sleep. I went to bed early. I was kind of tired, and then I woke up to be like, they blew another 21-point lead. I was like, well, there's no way. I was like, did we lose the game? We did not lose the game. Um,
Consistent Chargers. They keep it
we
consistent. I'll give them that.
but this is a different team. This is a different Chargers team. What Jim Harbaugh has done for this team has changed the culture and has pretty much just like I feel like he just like Justin Herbert. It's kind of what the quarter he's showing what he is his true potential now. Like obviously everybody said Justin Herbert like he's a really talented quarterback, but he hasn't really stepped up in the big games. He made some really good throws last night. But like I said, Jim Harbaugh has done a great job, changed the culture. The old Chargers would have lost this game, even though they won the game, they blew a kind of 21-point lead. The old Chargers would have lost this game because I'm kind of seeing. I was watching the highlights and I'm like, okay, there's situations where they really could have lost this game,
I
regardless if
mean,
McPherson missed the two field goals, which brings my point having a clutch kicker.
mm,
Um, but yeah, what are your thoughts on the game? Because you were watching the game, right?
I mean, I caught up with some things, but I definitely see where Jim Harbaugh's influence kind of does like help your offense because with J.K. Dobbins and getting that game winning touchdown. I understand typical Harbaugh teams, they really like emphasizing running the football. But yeah, I'm thinking like I'm gonna see more of that when it comes to the Chargers. But I think you guys still have some question marks on defense and some
But the
guys.
defense, but okay, the defense has been playing really well lately,
Yeah,
as
I was
as
gonna.
of lately, and the defense really, regardless of the chase touchdown and the first chase touchdown, um, he was going to rookie Hart, and obviously Jamar Chase is gonna beat him there,
Pay
and
him, pay him. He deserves his money. I'm
and
just saying that as
then
a Steeler fan. He deserves his money. He's a dog,
and
bro.
and then the T Higgins touchdown, obviously it's a little he made a little cut by himself, lonely, um, but towards the end, like Derwin James, the one of the last plays, Derwin James stepped up and ended the game right
The
there.
Hail Mary they were trying to get off.
Yeah, but like I said, the old Chargers they would have T Higgins would have cut that ball. Or who I don't know if it was Jamar or T Higgins, they would have cut the ball. There's situations I think they would have lost the game, but Jim Harbaugh has really built a culture there, and all the players have bought in, and like it's a tough. He made this team really tough. I think back then they were soft. They weren't a tough team. This team is tough. Obviously, Justin Herbert, their pregame ritual, how he just slaps them in the pads and try to get them going, and the way he called him half man, half beast. He just like he's
No, he just
embracing
refers to him as Beast. Like that's
beast.
just his name now. He doesn't call him Justin, he just calls him Beast.
But man, like this team is like I said, like I mean, I went to bed with no concerns. I knew that we were gonna win the game. Even though we did lose, we did blow a lead, but we still won the game, and I still have confidence in this team and the way this team is going. It's doing. I expected them to do really well this season, but you know they have expected my expectations, so we'll see. They'll get a playoff push. Next season, I think we get a bye, if I'm not mistaken. No, we play the Ravens next.
Yep,
Um,
and that's a Monday night game.
there's some
Harbaugh versus Harbaugh.
the Hardball ball. But then we got the Falcons, the Chiefs, the Bucks, the Broncos. The Broncos have been surprising. The Broncos are right behind us. Bo Nix is right now second for Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's been playing really well. Out of all the rookies that have been playing, it's been working out in Denver right now. I wish I would say the same thing for Caleb Williams, but he did play better though. He did play better yesterday. It was just unfortunate that the Bears just did uh, for the Bears
Uh,
that block punt, which was good for me. My parlay hit because of that blocked block,
lucky you.
block field goal. Block field goal. The Packers won that game. But any last thoughts before we end this podcast? Any last games that you think that we should have talked about?
Uh,
I mean, we did talk about the Lions.
No, I think
They
we
won
got everything
52,
covered.
52 to 6. Um, but yeah, man, we'll see. We'll see
Interesting week.
Thursday
We
night.
already know we got to work. Another
Thursday
division
night.
rival. Time to get to work.
Okay,
No days off.
this game could be boring to be honest with you because the Browns kind of stink, but we'll see. I expect you guys to win, but it could be a snoozer game.
Division rival. Don't care. Like
That it might be a snoozer. It might be.
we're still gonna turn up. We're
we
still gonna turn it up.
Hey, week 12 got a good games. Cowboys, Washington. That's a good game. Obviously, divisional games. You got Eagles, Rams, 49ers, Packers, another divisional game. Broncos, Raiders. A lot of divisional games out here. Patriots, Dolphins. So week 12 should be interesting. But yeah.
I don't
Till then,
understand why the Commanders is such a late buy, but
but that's good though. A late buy is really good. You know, rest the body is better than early buy, to be honest with you. Um, but yeah. Till then, we're back with another episode. Peace.
goodbye. Go Steelers.